All right, Shalom. We're the brothers from GMS New Orleans coming at you live with another live lesson. As always, we'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Hawa Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham
Basha.
Rakatakwadash.
Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations again out there to the hopeful elect. All right. Uh, like I said, this lesson is going to be pretty much centered around that scripture in Ephesians 5 and 16, which mentions about redeeming the times of the days of evil. All right. And the days that we are in are very much precious, very much evil. All right. And we went into a time where, the average person out here is losing their mind because of, the the squeeze is happening, man. All right. And now when I mention the squeeze, I'm talking about the times of the hard times. All right. Rent high, the jobs are scarce, food prices are high. All right. And it's messing with people's minds, man. People are really losing it. Some of the things I see, some of the things brothers are putting in the chats, brothers are capturing during their day to day, whether it be at work or in their downtime. And it's amazing, man. People are just losing it. All right, and they're pressed for money. They're pressed for a lot of different things, man. And they can't withstand the pressure. All right, so we also got to take in consideration. All right, should we be constantly amongst these people, man? All right, but you want to say something too? I'm gonna get these
I
other
got
that I think
I
about.
got I got two quick ones to back up, a few points you made.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kind of the first one is right on top of it. This is a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 27 and 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time,
Hmm.
but be continually among men of understanding.
Yeah, yeah. When you be around those people that are without the truth, all right, the nations, man, you gotta understand, what's going on. The times you're in. All right, more or less into the being into the fashion of just popping in and popping out. All right, you can't really be amongst these people like that, man. The different outings they got, it's filled with wickedness, but things can happen too. And just also in the spirit, you can see that, you can feel it, man. That some major, like a 9/11 event is finna happen, man. All right, you can see it is a tense moment to where you can feel that things are gonna switch gears into another pace, man. All right, so you gotta also be in the mindset of not really wanting to be. And like I say, different birds are different, but you gotta be in that mindset of being circumspect, of knowing at any moment things can get real nasty out here. All right, real nasty, man. All right, and we had a situation about a year ago that went down here, and it basically changed the direction of where we teach at. We bros came down, we visited down there, I taught down there for a moment. Hey, but the whole vibe has changed, man. All right, them people out there throw it off, man. If you want to speak on something on it, you can too. It's a whole different vibe, and really, bros don't even want to be around that shit, man. Go ahead.
And even recently, there was another incident just showing that, look, brothers have their liberties to go out and whatnot, but as elder brothers going into now is really not the time for that. You may go to a restaurant, pick up something to eat, may go to a bar, have a drink here or there, but really you should be in the spirit of popping in and popping out and not lingering around for too long. Because as the brother started off with, people are hurting out here financially, mentally. We have the truth, so we know where things are going. But these people out here, their whole hope is in this system, and the only hope they have is that this place somehow gets better, which we can see each day it's only getting worse. So people are really on edge. You don't know if the person you come across that day is at that snap moment where they just completely crash out.
Hmm. Right. And that's why the scriptures mentioned, being in that circumspect mode, right? Being in that mode to what it say, having on that whole armor of the Lord, because withstanding that evil day, that day coming. All right, the times that the things that we speak on are not just coming, but yet a lot of them are here already, man. All right, you can see that this, at the moment this is a tense racial moment going on. A lot of Jakes have been unalive in a lot of these areas. They've been hung. So it's a lot going on. You know, especially to be somewhere by yourself. All right, or you're not with bros, or you just by yourself at these different outings, man. A lot can go on in a short span of time. Satan is out here, man. All right, and these people are really possessed. Okay, these people are really under the vibration of Satan, man. So you gotta take all that stuff into consideration when you really out moving and doing your thing. All right.
Hey, and especially if you aren't really familiar with the area like that. Like it's one thing, when you around bros, bros are together, we go somewhere, but if you just willy nilly out here, just thinking that because it seems safe when bros were out there before that it's going to be the same case, things can happen in an instant. And another
Right.
thing too, you brought up, Jake's showing up live. Like it seems like the day now. There was a Edomite waiter that just released some info from a chat they were in, saying that you got Edomite waiting staff at these different restaurants. They mentioned like Logan's Roadhouse,
And,
Texas.
Texas Roadhouse and Logan's.
hmm They were saying that, look, I'm just letting y'all know that if so-called black people come in here, the wait staff's gonna spit on your food.
Yeah, that's why too, man. Cause you got these brothers, you know, you got certain brothers. I just seen it in the past where dudes will go out, and then bros will be in that spirit of, oh, I don't have it, but then you don't want to, you don't want to go out and not tip these people, man. You know, the way you handle them or talk to them can, throw off the whole vibe of things to where something go on. And you gotta watch that too, especially when you constantly keep going there. Different weekends or different times out the month, you might go there. Brothers might have people come down, you go there, but then you treating people kind of crazy, or you're not really tipping. All right, and that can throw a lot of things off to where something can go down, man. All right. Everybody, the scripture says, man, if possible, be at peace with all men. Like I said, you gotta put yourself in a situation too. If I was a waiter and I'm doing everything I possibly can for you, and you don't tip, there people feel some type of way, man. And then hey, man, we just in them times, man. We in the times of where that boiling pot of the racial tension, these race wars, or what have you, it's ready to ball over, man. All right. Like I said, I done been around the N Dub and the Jakes down here, man. Jake don't want to tip. Jake going that bitch talking loud, hooping and hollering, laughing, doing all sorts of shit, man. I'm trying to look for something, but go ahead. Let me see.
Kind of. Yeah, I had this one too.
I had that
In
Ephesians.
Isaiah 20.
But go ahead.
You want me to go to the Ephesians?
But go to Isaiah first. I ain't tripping.
Kind of. This is Isaiah 24. I'm gonna read verses 7 to 8. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. But yeah, the key point, as it says at the end of verse 7, is all the merry-hearted do sigh, and what? The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. People are hurting out here, and again, as the brother was just mentioning, you go to a place, it behoove you, to tip, or at least, just be cordial, just really be moving circumspect out here, because again, you don't know if the person you're coming across, if they're at that point to where they're just ready to flash out, and you just end up being a part of that crash out. So, be circumspect out here, and really, you shouldn't be constantly going out there like that, because we're just not in the times for it anymore.
Yeah, we really not, man. Really not. Like I say, I take more pleasure in being not around them and being more around brothers than anything. All right, like we always say, we bring the part of us. If you catch a brother, brother a brother's house or whatever like that, we could vibe there. Being out and about with these people, and like I said, we didn't have other things happen to where you just it just disgusts you, man, to even be around Jake because it's just the shit that Jake do. All right,
Mm-hmm.
the vibe that these people are under, and then you being in the truth, it's like you can't really enjoy yourself because all the at some point, you let a lot of shit blow over and you turn the cheek to a lot of shit. But some things you be like, yeah, this it's time to go, right? Because this Jake just Jake is just vile, man. You know, but I got this. I get this one real fast. Um, this is Ephesians 5:15. It says, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools." All right. It says not as fools, man, but but as wise. All right. And we got to be circumspect and knowing knowing what we're around, places, and the things that we do, man. All right. We got to get all those things in order for us to just to live here. All right. You gotta those things got to be in order at all times. All right. The people that we dealing with, we shouldn't, at this point, and this is for younger bros too, man. At this point, you should be able to learn to separate yourself from that old company that you used to deal with, because we know what they're doing. They're doing all sorts of things. All right, they're doing anything, any and everything under the sun. So you got to correct the people, the places you go at. They could be rough areas. They could be areas that get a lot of heat. Whether it be with Jake, whether it be with law enforcement. So we got to correct those things. And let me see. Yeah, and correcting the things that the things that we doing too, man. All right. It says, seeing then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right. And these days are definitely evil, man. All right. And we, like brothers say down here, we got this little app called Newsbreak, man. And you pop that thing in, just and sometimes I pop it in from certain zip codes from the New Orleans area all the way to Baton Rouge, man. Sometimes even we got the area of Lafayette. If you were to take in consideration all the things that's going around in these major cities, man, you would be like, wow, it look like a damn Grand Theft Auto server, man. Our people are getting down out here, man. Yeah, really robbing banks. And like I said, that's how you know it's getting bad again. I said it on the previous video, a previous lesson I had. It's bad when Jake's starting to rob banks. Even down here, they're robbing banks on a major street. It's Magazine, man. That's a major street in a major Edomite area, man. And Jake running up in there robbing banks. They're robbing banks downtown. All right, people starting to just do whatever the hell they want to do, man. All right, and they really just not giving a damn about law enforcement or whatever. Like we've been told you, this city is itself is gone, and the major cities that's on side of this city called New Orleans, the resources and things are gone, man. The response times are gone, man. So you gotta take all that into consideration. Go ahead, Doc.
Con.
I got one more though. One more line. Ephesians 5:17 says, Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. All right, and we being blessed with this truth, we know what the will of the Lord is. The Lord is bringing down Babylon the Great. All right, the Lord is allowing these things to happen in these different cities. Your brother must have got through out. Yeah, your thing was bugging, but you back though. You can hear me? I can't hear you. But yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
can't
my
hear you
internet went out.
if you say anything. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think my internet on mine went out. It kicked me out real quick.
Yeah, they that's another thing too, man. Shit is getting real spotty now, man. I did the video about Gary, Indiana. How the lights is still off. All right, and you starting to have these blackouts in these other major cities. This ain't the same. This ain't the same no more, man. These Edomites or these elites done told you, or well, the different government over. Let me correct that. Like the government over already said that they got 17 major cities that are deemed for major blackouts happening, man. And like I say, just take that alone. Think about your city. Like I say, in Gary, Indiana, this is a test run. Think about your city being under 2 weeks no lights, man. 2 weeks no lights down here, man. These niggas are run wild, man. No
See, every
911.
hurricane.
Yeah, no 911. No EMS. The EMS calls are slow. No fire department. It'd be a wild, wild west out here. But you about to say?
I was saying we see it every time a hurricane knocks power out here. Jake immediately goes to loot.
Yeah, looting, robbing, stealing. They wild the hell out here, man. So think about where you at, and think about the Jakes in your town, in your cities, man. All right, what will happen, man? Jake losing their goddamn minds out here, man.
And another thing too, lest we forget, back during the C-19, Project Zypher, where they said, when these blackouts start taking place, that's when the government's going to be rolling on people and snatching them up.
Yup. And then let me tell you something, man. This ain't just no random blackouts, man. They're allowing those things to happen. They'll tell you, oh, a cat got stuck in a tree, and a bag or a balloon hit the power lines and shit. That's bullshit, man. All right, all this shit is nothing more than a test run to things to come. All right, they're gonna make this place. Like I brought it out. Let me see if I can get it again, because it made me think about the scripture. The scripture I brought out. I think I might have it right here. Salaki. Let me go back up.
That Ephesians.
No, there's an Exodus about that darkness, man. I know I got it.
Yeah, I can bring one out while you're looking for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And that's right off the bat. Perilous times shall come in these last days, which we're currently living in. And perilous means, dangerous, bad, damn near any situation you get into, could go south quickly. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, which we're seeing all these things right now, just especially amplified with social media. But here's the point I wanted to get to. Without natural affection, Matthew 24, verse 12, and because iniquity or lawlessness shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. We can clearly see we're in a lawless society, and what people's out here for for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found it. This is
Truth
Exodus.
breakers,
You got more?
advisors of those that are good. Well, can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of laggy, but go ahead.
Am I straight now?
Yeah, you just kind of laggy.
I'm just going to say it said fierce. So people in a fierce spirit out here, and despises those that are good. And who are those that are good? Those that are in the truth. So as we've been going into, you don't hear?
I said, yeah, you kind of laggy.
Am I good?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, it said despises of those that are good. That's not good.
Nah.
Let me is it better now?
Go ahead.
And it said, despises of those that are good. So what? As we've been going into, bros, really shouldn't be, freely moving around out, amongst these people out here because, we have a righteous spirit on them and they have demons on them. So they're going to test you, as, bros that have, been in this thing see that, we constantly get, tested in these demons messing with us in our day-to-day lives. So how much more now when all hell's about to break loose and these people are just on edge?
Right. Yeah, I had that other one. It's Exodus chapter 10, verse 21. It says, "And the Lord said unto Moses, stretch out thy hand towards heaven, that there may be darkness over Egypt, over the land of Egypt." And this is also uh, spiritually the land of Egypt too, man, right over here. And the Lord's doing the same thing He did in past times to this Egypt. All right, it says, "Even darkness which may be felt." And Moses stretched forth his hand towards heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. All right, so the same thing that happened back then is happening to this Egypt. All right, which this is, and like we always say, not to even give this devil any credit. All right, anything that goes down, the Lord allowed it to happen. Whether Esau is doing it with his machines, whether Esau is cutting the power wall for multiple days, it's all in the will of the Lord. All right, and you people are gonna feel. You're gonna feel the heat from Yahweh Shem Shah. You're gonna feel this thick darkness the Lord's gonna do to Babylon. All right, because they had one video I was watching. The lady up there in Indiana, she was driving her car and had the headlights on, and you could see a little bit, but then when she cut it off, it just was like pitch. I'm talking about extremely pitch black. And imagine that happening in your city, man, for multiple days. Imagine that happening to you. People gonna lose their goddamn minds out here, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Just to back you up, because that happened in ancient Egypt, and similar things are going to happen in this modern day Egypt, America, and it says it in the scriptures. This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
Con, you want
So,
to say something?
so the Lord's telling you He's going to smite Egypt with plagues again as before, and we know, Israel isn't in ancient Egypt, but they're in this modern Egypt, America. So, darkness, pestilences, famines, things that took place in ancient Egypt. A similar version of it's going to take place in this modern Egypt, which we can see, they're in the process of taking place as we speak.
Yeah, this place is true, man. All right, the roosters is coming home to roost. This is it. All right, they can certain places they can barely keep the water running fresh, man. The lights on. All right, these places are actually done for. All right, I think that I was looking at some to what they're saying that we finna hit. Let me go look at it just to be sure, and I might put it up there on the screen too. Let me see some. Oh yeah, I do it like this.
With the oil.
No, with the dead clock. They're saying it was finna do something. Hold up.
But hey, with the oil, they said within, I think, like the next 2 weeks or so, but very soon, that we are going to be below our reserve replenishment rate. And then you bring it up all the time. New Orleans is pretty much out of money to fund, these different programs and infrastructure.
Yeah, it said it didn't hit. That's what they were saying. They didn't hit the debt clock didn't hit. Hold up. What are we doing? Slide.
And those numbers look at those numbers. They constantly going.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, it's through.
Yeah, it's no way. It's no possible way you can never come back. That's 40 trillion, man. Come on, damn thing. Yeah, you go. There's no way you can come back from this number right here, man. All
It's
right,
not slowing down.
and it's not. It's moving by the second instead of going up. All right, and it's a live. This is a live debt clock that's going on, man. You know, this is it.
And look, and I believe where it says restitution per taxpayer, that means how much every U.S. taxpayer owes, to the government or the treasury. So what that's 87, you might as well say $88,000. And how many people just have $88,000 lying around?
Nobody, man. Yeah, everybody's their 401k is gone, pensions gone. All right, all the money that people have is out of here, man. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Doc.
Oh,
Hold on, move this around. Trying to move the screen. Yeah, people done for, man. All right. The
I got
economy,
one.
the economy is done for. So that's like I say, you got to be constantly watching this news, man. You can't just be caught up on Vlad TV all day. All right, World Star and the fat girl on the treadmill on YouTube, man. You gotta be constantly watching the news, man. Even throughout the day, you gotta have those damn what they call them, notifications on. Something might go down up the street in your city. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even with you gotta be constantly watching, man. You see some strange shit going, you gotta get up out the way, man. Go ahead, Doc.
God. Hey, back up at Ephesians, redeeming the times because the days are evil. There's a time and a season for everything. And if you're going in the spirit, you can see this in the time or the season to, lay back and kick up your feet.
No,
This is Ecclesiastes.
go ahead. You got it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I'm going to start at 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. I'm going to jump down to verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And even the average everyday person can see we're not in a time of laughing and playing and coming together. We're in a time of division, hate, war. As you said earlier, everybody can feel that something big and bad is about to take place.
Yeah, even down here, man. And I try to you know, pull it out the different bros down here, man. They didn't have incidents in the last couple of months down here where they got neo Nazis running around, man. So you gotta watch going out to the bars and clubs down here by your goddamn self, man. You know,
Mhm.
and we trust in Yahweh Shem Shah to guide us and cover us. But it's just an overall, Jake out here. All Jake want to do out here is play all day, man, and have a nice time, eat and drink, and BS. But hey, it be having some serious elements going on, some serious shit be going on around you, man. All right.
Jake wanna constantly stay fucking with the women out here, but you got women making plays and setting people up out here.
Oh yeah, especially that New Orleans woman, man. She good for a play. You know. You seen it? You remember that one? The Telemundo,
Mm-hmm.
the dude from Telemundo. He got killed, man. Messing with a goddamn a damn thought, man. You know. And they were running a whole play with two other guys on him, and wind up killing his ass, man. Then they had one on what the street is, St. Claude, old school messing with some shit, and they got him to the room, took his jewelry, money, hey, and they offed him, man.
Hey, a couple of
You gotta be on the watch, man. Go ahead,
a couple of years ago, we had some brothers down here, and we were showing them around on Bourbon Street. You got those shot girls, which will give you shots. One of them shot girls, like a week later, ended up in the news robbing somebody.
Yeah, you gotta watch all that, man. You know, and it ain't just for down here. That's anywhere you go. Hey, man, anywhere in Babylon is dangerous at this point. All right, anywhere you go at in Babylon, it ain't got real nasty out here, man. I don't give a damn where you at.
It's a valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, you taking a chance whenever you. Yeah, that's right, man. The valley of the shadow of death. You take a chance every time you leave out your house, man. Shit, you can hey, you you can get out in your house, shit. But you taking a real chance going out here. You got these damn psychopaths on the freeways and highways driving. Nobody's paying attention no goddamn more. Everybody just drunk, high out their damn minds driving, man. Distracted.
Juiced up.
Yeah, juiced up and shit, man. You know, and that damn that graph that's in them is clowning, all right? The Hydra in them is breakdancing on their ass, man. Them demons is breakdancing on them. All right? So hey man, you gotta be focused and on point, you know, in your everyday life moving, man. You can't just be out here sloppy as hell, man. You know, some shit go down, you run into the car. Oh fuck, I forgot the light. You forgot the damn your keys, man. You know? You gotta be on point. The Lord called us to be on point, man, and be circumspect and have keen discernment. You know, sometimes you can feel like, yeah, it's too many. Hey, these brothers have been around me. We had a nice time. Sometimes a nice vibe, minding our business, and then all of a sudden, when there's more than 2 or 3 niggas walk in, it's time to go, man. There's too many walking in because you know something gonna go down around Jake, man.
Always
Right?
does.
Always does, man. You know, there's been time, and like I say, and through the through the Lord, man, the Lord and protect, but it's been times where we at this spot, minding our business, nice time. We're able to leave peacefully, go about our business. Then an hour from the time we left, 30 minutes, it's some major shit that went down. You know, that's the Lord protecting His men. You know, it ain't us. It's just the Lord, and the Lord put it on our spirit to get it home safe, and and make it out of those situations, man. All right, go ahead, Doc.
I mean, that happened every time when we were on the block. You know, after the camp was done, some shootings, everything happened.
Right.
But yeah, this is Proverbs 12 and 23. Where was I? Right on.
Yeah, glitch real bad.
Okay, gave me the wrong one. Yeah, this is Proverbs 22 and 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And you know that word prudent means acting with or showing careful, good judgment, wisdom, and the avoidance of unnecessary risks.
Yeah, man. And that's what we gotta avoid unnecessary risks, man. To get jammed up. You know, sounds crazy, but it's needed though. And I'm all for brothers, doing their thing, having a nice time. But hey, a lot of times it ain't time for that. Especially younger, younger bros out there. You gotta just, you gotta get into that spirit of popping in and popping out, man, and not just lingering around amongst these people. All right.
Uh, as the second part said, but the foolish pass on and are punished. And with that, with that app where we're constantly getting news articles from, we see people are getting punished every hour, every minute, or every hour, every day at this point.
Right. Yeah, because ultimately, man, the Lord not playing out here either, man. All right, the Lord not playing, man. And like I said, where things are headed, all right, we're headed to Jacob's trouble, man. We're headed to a time where, all right, it's gonna come a time where these other lockdowns are gonna happen where you're not gonna be able to go outside again. You're not gonna be able to go to these clubs and these bars and hang out, you know, and eat chicken, drink beers and be merry, man. We coming to a time where it's gonna be a total shutdown. All right, things are gonna start moving fast. All right, and I'm You know, in the last 2 months, I've been hearing some wild things about what these what the plans are for 2027. You know, and Lord will we don't make it to 2027. Hey, but you hearing some wild things. You know, so they coming down. You know, the Lord. I'm gonna say this, not to get that devil credit. The Lord coming down with the hammer, man. All right, the Lord coming down with the ultimate ass whooping for 2/3 too. You just gotta get out of his way. All right, because 2/3 of you are gonna get punished. All right, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans that don't want to come back to Yahweh Shem Shai. You don't want to hearken to the message of the prophets on the highways and byways. You're gonna get the ultimate punishment, man. All right, the Lord's gonna whoop y'all ass before we get into the kingdom of heaven. All right, and a lot of you are not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it out of America, man. All right, a lot of you not gonna make it to Jacob's trouble. All right, just in those words, man. All right, let me get that too. You want something to say? You want to say something out? Let me get this scripture.
As it says in Statutes 9, then shall they know it after death by pain, because what they spent this time of liberty, when the word was freely available to them, despising it, casting it behind their backs. So the Lord's about to cast you behind his back and let you be open to any and everything out here. One of your favorite ones in Sirach, an hour of affliction maketh one forget an hour, pleasure. Everything's good. You think you're going out and having a nice weekend on the town until you get robbed.
Yeah, yeah. Till you wake up in the spirit world, man. You all right? Or like that other situation that happened. That situation that happened a year ago. Until you meet in the front grill of a goddamn F-150, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But this is Zechariah 13:8. It says, "And it shall come to pass, all right, and this is going to happen, that in all the land, said the Lord, two parts therein should be cut off and die, but the third part, the third shall be left therein. You see, and I will bring the third through the fire, all right, and that fire is the hell that we catching now, man, all right, and like I say, we have learned to be accustomed to the fire. We have adapted the fire, man. We have become the fire through the hell that we catch, man. It's early on, the early years in the truth, you call hell, you get a little shook. But now that you catch that fire, now that fire, that the hell that you catch, man, you good now, man. You learn to adapt and move things around, And it says, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. And the Lord is trying us now. All right? All right, they shall call on my name. You hear that? They shall call on my name. And the names are, all right, is Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Those are the names. We're not calling on any other name out there. If you're calling on any name or you're playing games, you're calling on Yahweh Shai and you're calling them Yah, you call them whatever you want, you off, man. It's Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Those are the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son. Point blank, period, man. All right, and I will hear them. You see that? He said, and I will hear them. He's not hearing no other name. You can't call if my name is Joseph and you calling me Eric. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna answer, man. So you can't call on the Lord what you want to call him. All right, it says, I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power, man. All right? But 2/3 are gonna get judged over here in these upcoming times, all right? Just to put it out there. All right? You wanna say something? Or you had something else? We can go ahead and end it too,
Con. I'm good on my end.
Yeah, so I just want to make that, quick, in the spirit, man. We'll end it right here. We'll give all praises, glory, and finality to Yahweh.
Hawwa by Hashem, Shai by Hashem, Rakabudash.
Once again, double honors out there to the elders apostles. Peace, blessings, salutations out there to the hopeful elect. And to you sincere brothers and sisters. Until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.